Good morning. Good morning. Happy Friday. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's Friday the 13th. That's crazy. The crazies are going to be out today, right? Because it's Friday the 13th. If you are one of the crazies, shout out. That's me. I'm probably going to be all out of whack today. I'm getting this shared into my Becoming Unlimited group real quick, and then we're going to talk about some Freedom Friday fun. Welcome to the Daily Drive. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am out of headband ears to show y'all, so I'm actually kind of excited about what I'm going to show you today because I thought of something new or something else to show you since I'm out of ears. But welcome, good morning, happy Friday, happy Freedom Friday, happy Friday the 13th. Say hey when you get on, drop a hashtag Freedom Friday. I love connecting with you all personally and individually because I want every single person everywhere to know that you are not alone in your mental health journey. And so welcome to the Daily Drive. This started out as just a worksheet that I created for myself when I started to go through a personal growth journey and really understand how to take control of my anxiety and depression and things like that and stay in control. And what I learned was that intentional thinking, goal setting, and gratitude are three specific things that give you like a roadmap for the day to help you keep your mind in check and stay focused. Because I was diagnosed with anxiety in 2010 and I lived in the darkness of that anxiety for a long time. I didn't know what anxiety was when I was diagnosed with it. I went to the emergency room for super severe back and shoulder and chest pain. And when you go to the emergency room for chest pain, they don't really take that lightly. And so I had IVs and all kinds of stuff in me and ended up finding out that it was anxiety. They were like, you need to leave the emergency room and go find a doctor to talk to you about all of this. So I was diagnosed with anxiety officially in 2010 and finally started to kind of understand what all of the crap that I was feeling in myself before that was coming from and what it meant. But I didn't understand then that there was something that I could do about it other than finding the right medication with my doctor and seeing a therapist and things like that. That's all I thought that I could do at the time. And then I just kind of got to the point where I knew that there was more than just living in anxiety and being, the victim of that. And so I went on a retreat with some people and just kind of had some new eye-opening, mind-opening experiences and just kind of have come to learn that my purpose in life is to do this, to speak publicly about mental health, to be vulnerable about my mental health and share the things that I do. You might have seen some of my posts earlier this week where I was a little bit extra depressed, more so than normal. And so I just want to be vulnerable about that and let everyone know that you can take control of it and you can live with anxiety and put it to work for you. I turn my anxiety into productivity a lot. When I need to redirect my mind from thinking about something, I get up and do the dishes or make the bed or do something, right? Some little small step. And so through having the Daily Drive worksheet and just sharing it with my friends and sharing in this kind of way how I have been learning new ways to control my mind, it just kind of evolved into this, the Daily Drive, where I just give you some new mindset help, some new ways to think. I love finding new ways to become unlimited in my mind so that I can attract the things around me that I want. The universe works for you when you tune into it. The universe is going to give you back what you need when you're there for it and when your energy is lined up with it. So we're going to talk about Freedom Friday today, but I told you a second ago, I ran out of ears. I don't have any more ears to show you, headband ears. I do have some of the hat kind, and we've got all kinds of other stuff. But I thought of something fun to show you today that's still Disney related. So y'all say hey when you hop on. Let me know you're here. Say hashtag Freedom Friday. Good morning. Give me hashtag replay if you end up watching this on the replay. But when you go to Disney, you get buttons for like everything that you do. You go and tell them it's your birthday and they'll give you a button to wear for your birthday. You go and you get engaged and they give you a button to wear for being engaged. Like anything that you do, if you're celebrating something, they give you a celebration button if you go and you know, to customer service and get it. And so I thought about showing you some of the buttons that we have. And so one of the first like things, I don't think that you can really get these anymore, but when we really started to kind of collect buttons and start getting into keeping them was when we got engaged, and we ended up getting this one right after we got engaged with the just engaged on it. And I have one that has my name written on it. And so we got this one right after we got engaged, which I love so much with the ears on it. And then we also got this one. And with this one, we ended up going, you guys, if you go into customer service, it's not called customer service. I don't remember what it's called at the front of the park, like customer relations or whatever it is, at the front of Magic Kingdom, at the front of any of the parks. If you go in and tell them that you have a large party of people that you're getting buttons for, they'll give you a bag of buttons, whatever, you know, button you want, whatever they have enough of. So when we got married, we all, my sister-in-law, my mother-in-law, me, my husband, we all started going in and asking for bulk bags of buttons. And so we got these happily ever after ones. And if you were listening to me on Wednesday, you probably heard the story of our engagement, which was while we were meeting Cinderella. And so with the Cinderella carriage on it and the happily ever after, we were having a Disney themed wedding. So it was perfect. We collected a bunch of these. And if you came to our wedding, you probably were given one. If you weren't given one, I still have a lot left, so let me know if you want one. And even if you didn't come to the wedding and you want one, let me know. But we got this one. This was the one we got in the parks after we got engaged, and we got this one after we got engaged, and then got a bunch of bulk ones to give away at the wedding. They write your name on them or whatever you're celebrating, and so some of ours are starting to rub off because they didn't get smart until a little bit recently, and they start putting tape over your thing now, whatever they write on it. And so we were able to go back last year. No, not last year. I'm all out of whack because everything has been shut down. We were able to go back in, I'm going to say 2019. Maybe it was 2020 right before everything shut down. But for my birthday, we were blessed with the chance to go back down and go to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And so I wasn't going to take these buttons down because they have our wristbands attached to them. But when I was taking other buttons down, they fell. So it was fate that I show them to you. So I got the one that said happy birthday and has my name on it, my husband and my mother-in-law and my sister-in-law. Got ones that said I'm celebrating Sarah's birthday. And we went to the parks, to Magic Kingdom, and to Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and we all wore these. And so they are hanging up in our living room with the bands on them. And if you don't know how big of Disney fans we are, then you need to like look at my story and stuff, because you can catch a glimpse of some of these things in my story. We have a cork board in our living room that is a big black Mickey head, and all of these pins, or all of these buttons, and our pin collection is on it. And we're about to run out of room on it, and we're going to have to make another pin board. But so we started getting ones that have things written on them. So these are from my birthday party a couple years ago when we got to go down for Not So Scary Halloween Party. I'm going to have to put those back up when I go in there. We also got to go down this last year for my husband's birthday party. So we have, or my husband's birthday, so we have a happy birthday one with his name on it. His name is Tro. He's named after his dad, so his middle name is Trowbridge, and it's just short for Trowbridge. So his name is Tro, and so that was his with the Mickey on the O. And then the last one that I'm going to show you before we get to the Freedom Friday is how we took it and adapted it for our wedding, because we were trying to think of an affordable favor to give out to everyone that was personal to us, because we had gotten all of these buttons for free already from the parks, but that's not personal to us, right? So we had a friend of mine design a button for us and our wedding colors. Obviously, I love my husband. Our wedding colors were hot pink and black, and so a friend of ours friend of mine designed a button for us. And so if you came to our wedding, you got one of these. My dad printed these and cut them all out in the circles and then pressed them in like the old button maker that you put one button in and push it down. My dad did all of that before the wedding. And so if you came to our wedding, you got one of these. Hopefully, if you didn't, P.S., I also still have a bunch of these left. So you can get one, and I'm happy to send you one, even if you didn't come to the wedding and you want one of these for some reason. But this is how we turned the buttons kind of personal for us. For our wedding. It just says Sarah and Tro and our wedding date, and we had the Mickey and Minnie on all of our stuff. So I don't know, just randomness that I wanted to show you today since I'm out of ears to show you. But let's get to Freedom Friday, because when I was first diagnosed with anxiety in 2010, I was like so lost. I had no idea what it was other than what my doctor had told me and what my therapist had told me. But I had no one like around me that I could relate to. No one really understood. Everyone always told me when I was anxious, you know, I'll just calm down, or it'll go away in a little while, or whatever, you know, but we all know that, like, that just makes it worse, right? And so one of the things that I wish I would have had is just a support group of people. So if you've been following, my best friend and I started one of those. And so when we got together on Wednesday, I can let you see the recording of this if you want. If you're in my Becoming Unlimited group, you can go back and watch it. But we get together every other Wednesday and just talk about anxiety together. If people come in person, we do some activities and talk with people and, you know, whatever is going on. And then my friend Ashley and I get on camera live in my group and talk about whatever topic we're talking about at the time. Just she and I. And so freedom starts in your mind. That's what I want you to know. That's why we talk about Freedom Friday every single Friday, because freedom starts in your mind. It comes from unlimiting your thoughts. And so when we were meeting with our Becoming Unlimited support group this week, one of the things that we were discussing was the topic of OCD. We always talk about anxiety because that's, you know, ultimately why we're here. And so Ashley and I always talk about how anxiety affects us and the things that we do to help. But our following wanted to know about OCD, specifically obsessive compulsive disorder. And so we talked about that. And one of the things that came up that is what I want to reiterate today for Freedom Friday, because again, freedom starts in your mind. One of the things that came up while we were talking about anxiety and OCD is that in order to move forward, in order to grow, in order to unpack things, in order to unlimit your mind, you have to really get good at getting comfortable with being uncomfortable. Because mind work is gonna make you uncomfortable. It's gonna bring up things that maybe you've tried to push away. And guess what? That's why you're not getting what you want, because you're still hanging on to that thing that you've just been pushing under the rug, right? So you get to get comfortable being uncomfortable. We were talking about now how we can almost just sit in a state of discomfort because we know that we're not causing more anxiety, because anxiety comes when you're trying to shove everything into these little boxes of comfort, right? Or you're trying to shove everything into these boxes of expectation in your brain. Someone has told you that you have to look a certain way, you have to eat a certain way, your physical activity has to look a certain way in order for you to be how you want to be. Your job has to be a certain way. You have to do things a certain way, you know, throughout school. You've been conditioned, you've created all these limited boxes in your brain, and your anxiety is coming from trying to put everything into these boxes, from feeling a feeling and not having the ability to just sit with it because you've got to stuff it into a box. Anxiety comes from these boxes of comfort that are in your mind. And so in order to move forward and to grow, you get to be really good at being uncomfortable. Because guess what? Discomfort means that you're doing the work. It means that you're pushing through the suck. It means that you're moving forward through whatever it is that's holding you back from the freedom and the abundance that's there for you. Discomfort means that you're putting the work in to changing your mind and to unlimit those boxes that are there. So when you get comfortable with being uncomfortable, you're doing the work to move yourself forward. And guess what? That discomfort that you feel about whatever it is at that moment, when you are able to sit there and work it out and deal with it, you're not going to feel that discomfort continually like you have been, right? You haven't unpacked whatever it is that's blocking you from your freedom because you've been in your comfort box. So when you're comfortable feeling discomfort, feeling uncomfortable unpacking that box, you're doing something about it, and that discomfort is going to go away. And the more you work through those things, the more you're able to be in that state of discomfort, the stronger, the more resilient you're going to be mentally. And so I wanted this one to be a little bit quicker today, but I want you to remember, freedom starts in your mind first and foremost. Your mind needs to become unlimited. The boxes in your mind need to become unlimited in order for you to get the freedom that you are after, the freedom that you are seeking. You get to be really good at feeling discomfort, because discomfort means you are moving forward. Discomfort means you are doing something to unpack those boxes. And you're going to gradually feel less discomfort the more work you do. So freedom starts in your mind, and it starts with unlimiting those thoughts. It starts with unlimiting those boxes. It starts with feeling uncomfortable for a little bit so that you can unpack something that's been holding you back. If you don't feel like you have a safe place to unpack your anxiety, you do right here. You do in my Facebook group, Becoming Unlimited. We talk about it all the time. We're open. I don't always have great days. I did the daily drive with so much energy on Monday, and then I cried all day because I just got hit with depression. I'm not always at 100%, but I am always in control because I'm going to work through whatever is happening. So in order to unlimit your mind, you get to be really good at feeling uncomfortable, because that means you're unpacking those boxes of anxiety and you're working through it. I wanted to keep this one a little bit short today. So y'all do me a favor and check out dailydrivecoaching.com. Scroll all the way down to where it says subscribe, put your email address in, hit submit, and you're going to get content from me, blog posts regularly, other information. You can see all of these daily drives from now back to months ago, and other things. You can see my shop, my services. If you're not part of my Becoming Unlimited Facebook group, let me know, or just look for Becoming Unlimited on Facebook and you can hop in there. Again, it is not a sales group or a money-making platform by any means. It is just a group of support where we are there for each other. You get these daily drives, some other content about unlimiting your mind, and a group of people so that you know you're not alone in this journey of mental health and anxiety and whatever it is that you're unpacking. So Becoming Unlimited on Facebook. If you're watching this on YouTube, do me a favor and hit subscribe and turn on notifications. I will never ask for any fee for what I do here on social media, because you can find all of that on dailydrivecoaching.com, along with my shop, my retail, my services, everything else that's on there. I just ask that you follow. You tag a friend, you share, you like, you engage with me, you give me a hashtag Freedom Friday, you subscribe to YouTube, you just do all of the things so that I can continue to spread mental health awareness and breaking the stigma behind mental health care, because we're all in this together, y'all. So for Freedom Friday, remember that when you get good at being uncomfortable, it means that you're doing the work to unpack things. And you're going to get really good at feeling better about yourself. I want to leave you with a Thomas Jefferson quote when he said, "I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. I prefer to feel uncomfortable so that I can move forward and work through things rather than stay in my comfort zone for the rest of my life. So, hashtag Freedom Friday. Freedom starts in your mind, and it goes hand in hand with feeling uncomfortable, because discomfort means you're doing the work to move forward. I prefer dangerous freedom over peaceful slavery. From Thomas Jefferson. Happy Friday, y'all. I love you so much. Thank you for being here. I will see you soon.